Joining me now this evening is Supreme Court lawyer and activist Mehmood Pracha. Thank you, Mehmood, for joining on HW News. It's a program. What would you say to this landmark verdict which has been given by the Supreme Court? And what is the biggest takeaway from this verdict?
It is one of the best judgments in recent times by the Supreme Court, which is actually going to save the unity and integrity of our country from the clutches and ill designs of RSS and BJP. That's all I can say in one line. Because India, Baba Sahib Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar conceptualized India and its administration in a very, very careful manner, in a very thought after, well planned manner, where there is a very delicate balance between the powers of the center as well as the states. India's strength comes from the power of Ashok, which was not the sword but love and affection, equality, justice. That is the power of unity of India. That is the root cause of India's unity. So these RSS and BJP people who want to destroy India, they want to break India into pieces. They were acting in a manner as if they were gods. See, will of the people is supreme, and that is what exactly the Supreme Court has held. So will of the people is represented by the Chief Minister. The Council of Ministers is the state. As will of the people is represented by the Cabinet, Council of Ministers at the center. So therefore,
Mehmood, the court has also prescribed some timelines for the governor, whether he should act in 1 month, whether he should act within 3 months. And these timelines have been put out for the governor. And failing which, the governor's actions will be subject to judicial scrutiny. That's what the Supreme Court order says very clearly. Now, is this unprecedented of sorts when it comes to the actions and the conduct of the governor? Have you seen ever an order like this where the governors are being told that, look, this is what you need to do for the welfare of the people, because this is the will of the people, as you also pointed out? So is this something unprecedented? Have you heard this ever before in the history of India, where governors are told that, look, you've got to function within a time limit, you just cannot sit over bills?
see, what is more unfortunate is that is exactly what I'm trying to say, that governors are doing a very, very perfunctory role, not to create hindrances. They are there to help coordinate their relation, the state's relation with the states. They are there to convince the central government if there is some confusion. They are there to act as a conduit. They are not there as a supreme body over the Council of Ministers of the state. In lot of places, it is said that president is a rubber stamp. President of India, who, Niluji, I must remind, is the executive head of the country. He is the commander-in-chief. Even then, what is written in Article 74, and I'm talking about president. Governors are just a representative of the governor in the states. What is written for the president of India vis-a-vis the powers of the Council of Ministers? It is written that the Council of Ministers and the president will have to act in accordance with the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers, which is headed by the Prime Minister. And president shall act in accordance with the advice of the Council of Ministers. Shall. So a parallel has to be drawn in the states with the governor. So if the president of India has this much powers in front of will of the people, so normally this situation, that is the most unfortunate part, that Supreme Court has to pass a judgment asking governors, no other person than governor, that we will have to pull you up. And timelines are to be set. How unfortunate can this be? Otherwise, the governor is supposed to help the chief minister. You've sent a bill, there is some urgency, I'll do it tonight only. That's how the relation is understood to be. Not delaying deliberately, not playing political agendas. Like you named certain governors, they are not governors. They may be occupying that post. They are creating hurdles. They are playing political games, divisive political games of RSS and BJP, and shamelessly so.
But
And that is pain.
yeah, Supreme Court also defined Article 200, and I would want you to explain that article a little in context with the order which has come out, that what exactly was the Supreme Court trying to convey through Article 200. Because what I'm reading everywhere is that Supreme Court declared that the governor does not have the authority to sit indefinitely on bills and must act within the framework which is laid out in Article 200 of the Constitution. The top court also said that the governor must take a decision within 3 months, either to assent to a bill, return it to the House, or refer it to the President. So, does Article 200 lay the time limit, or it allows the governor to function within that time limit? What exactly does Article 200 do?
So, what the situations which are being created by this present dispensation of RSS and BJP was never envisaged in the Constitution, that there will come a governor who will act as a political being, not as a responsible person who has to. So, therefore, as a parallel of that, I was reading. I also want to attract your attention towards, before I come to 200. 200 clearly says that there are three options with the governor when a bill is sent to him for his acceptance. Either he has to do it. There is no time limit. He has to actually be proactive in giving his assent. It's just a kind of a formality which he should understand. So therefore, before I come to, and then he can keep it waiting for some time. If he is not convinced, he can ask for reconsideration. And if not, then he has to send it to the President of India. So, but all this has to happen in a manner which is to help the Council of Ministers of the state, not to oppose. That's the basic spirit. And therefore, Supreme Court, I think, it must be pained to order these timelines. And these directions are unfortunate, because governor is a very, very respected post. Governors cannot be taken legal action against. There are so many protections for the governor, like judges.
Right. What you're pointing out, in fact, I want to read out that portion of the order where it clearly says that the Constitution expects the governor to act expeditiously. Undue delay violates the very spirit of democratic governance. This is what the court has said. And this move was necessary to calm waters stirred by a high constitutional machinery. And beyond this, it also says that there is no scope of inaction. The governor is under a constitutional obligation to act. And the court obviously has referred again to Article 200 of the Constitution. Without following the due procedure laid out under this article, the court remarked that the bill remains a mere paper. Now, my question to you is, and what baffles me also is, that this is a big embarrassment for Prime Minister Modi. It's a big embarrassment for the governors who were operating and conducting themselves as political appointees of the BJP. Now, what are they going to do? They, having lost the moral fiber, shouldn't they resign? How do you see this politically? Will they resign after this order?
I am amused at your optimism. You're talking about things which don't exist.
No, I'm talking about the moral fiber. What is the moral tenability, for them to stay in office? That's
they don't have any. That is exactly what I'm saying. They don't have any. So do not accuse them of things they don't have. That is exactly my point. So
we are not wrong. We are not wrong, Mehmood, if we are raising this question. We should.
No, but your question is absolutely wrong, expecting something which doesn't exist. No, not too much. It doesn't. Morals don't exist. If they don't respect their oaths which they have taken of the Constitution of India, what else do you expect of them?